I want to hold for now about the effect of the COVID-19 test on the president and the first lady and his counselor Hope Hicks, and turn rather to the economic numbers that we got today and whether you think those numbers, some job growth, but at half the pace of August, well below what was expected, a high number of job losses in the government sector, a high number of job losses for females, whether that puts a big boost, a tailwind behind these stimulus talks, which are ongoing.
Good afternoon, Tyler. Thanks for having me. I think that's the bigger news and the bigger catalyst in terms of the stimulus talks. It's not the sexy headlines from this morning and overnight. It's really the jobs report and the state of the economy, because at the end of the day, that's what really drives voters and reelection chances. So when I look at the jobs report, yes, the headline number was weak, definitely below expectations. It looks like the recovery is losing steam. Then when you dig in a little bit more and see the state and local government numbers, job numbers being down, I think that puts a lot of pressure on state and local officials calling Washington, asking for help. And I suspect that those calls are even coming from Republican jurisdictions. So that may give a little bit more cover for Republican lawmakers in Washington to support a number that they previously may not have supported. So I think that is the bigger boost today.
We're watching in a side panel, as you may be able or may not be able to see, Brian, the Dow, which is now waffling between positive and negative, but very slightly so. And yet you say in your note this morning that your base case remains that the stimulus remains unlikely until January, with a low chance of passing before the election or during a lame duck. Why do you feel that way? And do you just not believe that they can get it done, even though there seem to be some slight cooing noises from Speaker Pelosi and Secretary Mnuchin?
So when I was jotting down the notes this morning, they I did write those before the jobs numbers came out. So my view is evolving. I mean, this is a lot changing. I'm still cautious on the idea of getting a big fiscal plan through. The Speaker has made cooing noises, as you said, regarding airlines and PPP, and those are all good for the impacted sectors. But I still sense a coolness to a bigger package, and I thought it was interesting that the Speaker would mention and hold out the prospect of an alternative of a streamlined package. It seems like she's negotiating with herself and undercutting her ability to get a bigger deal. So look, I think on the Democratic side, there are a lot of Democrats who think they'll get a better deal, a bigger deal, if and when Joe Biden wins, in their view. On the Republican side, there are concerns about, if the president loses, a reemergence of the Tea Party, that conservative Republicans will refine their fiscal conservatism and take out their anger on Republican lawmakers, similar to kind of the delayed response after the Thorpe vote in 2008. So it's a lot of political apprehension. I do think things are moving in a better direction than I had thought very early this morning, but I'm still not convinced. I think the prospects for a skinny deal, a targeted deal, are certainly better, but I'm not totally convinced that a big comprehensive package is going to pass. And if it doesn't pass before the election, I'm skeptical on a lame duck session, because I think they're notoriously unproductive. Then we're looking at January. And look, I hope, for all our sakes, I hope I'm wrong that we get a bigger package, because I do think it's good for the overall economy, because we're going to continue to deal with the implications of COVID for several more months, because a vaccine is still months away. But I'm not there yet, despite today's headlines.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.